You know what's frustrating? When your internet just feels slow for no reason? Well, a lot of the time there is a reason, and it's something that works so invisibly most of us never even think about it. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this thing called DNS, and I'll show you some really cool open source tools that can give you a way faster, cleaner connection. Let's dive in. All right, so let's start with the problem itself. I like to call it the internet's invisible slowdown. It's just that general feeling that things aren't as snappy as you feel they should be. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You click on a link, and for just a second, maybe two, there's just nothing. The page just hangs there in limbo before it finally starts to load. So what is actually happening in that moment of frustration? And these symptoms, I bet they're super familiar. It's not just about web pages either. It's your app stalling right when they launch, or maybe your smart home gadgets acting, well, kind of sleepy. It's just this overall vibe of a slow, unreliable, messy network. And believe it or not, a whole lot of that can be traced back to one single system. And that system is the domain name system, or DNS for short. Now, the absolute best way to think about it is like the internet's phone book. Seriously. Every single time you go to a website, your computer has to look up its real numerical address. And if that phone book is slow or it's inefficient and has to look up the same number again and again, then everything you do online just feels sluggish. But here's the good news. You do not have to stick with the default phone book that your internet provider gives you. Nope. There's a really simple way to upgrade, and it's all about taking control with some fantastic open source tools. And you know what the best part is? You don't need to be some networking genius to fix this, not at all. These open source DNS tools can completely eliminate those common frustrations. And the difference? Trust me, it's something you will feel immediately. So you might be asking, what's in it for me? Well, a lot, actually. We're talking way faster browsing, so no more of that hanging and waiting for pages to load. You get better privacy because your ISP won't be able to easily track every single site you visit. And get this, you can even block junk domains like ads and trackers across your entire network on every device. It's a massive upgrade for your whole digital life. Okay, let's kick things off with our first tool. This one is for those of you who really want total control. We're talking about a full-on DNS server, which means it can manage every single aspect of your network's lookups. So if you're a hobbyist, someone who loves to tinker, say hello to Technicium. I think this quote just nails the whole vibe of Technadium. It really hits that sweet spot between having super powerful features for enthusiasts, but also having a friendly web dashboard that pretty much anyone can figure out. You really do get the best of both worlds, and you don't need to be a command line wizard to use. And that's really what makes it so appealing, right? You get this clean, easy-to-use dashboard, a ton of flexibility, and really detailed logs so you can see exactly what's going on with your network. And hey, for those of you with a home lab, you can even create your own local host names for services like Plex or Home Assistant. It's all about bringing some order to that network chaos. Okay, but what if you're thinking, whoa, that's a lot. I don't want all that control. What if you just want faster, more private DNS, without all the fuss? Well, let's swing to the complete other end of the spectrum and meet Unbound. This is a minimalist resolver. Its only job is to go out and find the answers for you privately. That's it. So you can see, these two tools have completely different philosophies. Technadium, that's for the pilot who wants their hands on all the controls, seeing everything. Unbound, that's for the passenger who just wants to get where they're going safely and efficiently. No drama, no fuss. And the real beauty of Unbound is its simplicity. It is an elegant, secure, private DNS engine that you set up one time, and then you completely forget it even exists. There's no heavy UI, no extra bells and whistles. It does one job, handling your DNS lookups privately. And it does that one job absolutely flawlessly. Okay, so now maybe you're thinking, one of those sounds way too complex, and the other one sounds a little too simple. Is there something in the middle? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Let's talk about AdGuard Home, which I think is the perfect, balanced all-arounder. AdGuard Home really does give you the best of both worlds. You get that powerful, network-wide ad and tracker blocking, but it's all managed through this super clean, really intuitive interface that anybody can use. I think what makes AdGuard Home so popular is just how approachable it is. The setup is really straightforward, and you immediately, right away, get the benefit of a cleaner, faster internet on every single device in your house. Big bonus, it automatically encrypts your queries, which hide your browsing from your ISP, and you don't have to do any extra configuration for that to happen. All right, so we've looked at three really great options, which of course brings us to the final question. How do you choose the right tool for you to build your own cleaner, faster network? So, how do you pick? Honestly, it just comes down to what you value most. If you're the kind of person who loves to tinker and wants total, granular control of your network, Technidium is definitely for you. If you're more of a set it and forget it person who just wants something that works, no questions asked, then Unbound is your best bet. And for pretty much everyone else who just wants a simple, super effective way to block ads and trackers, AdGuard Home is that perfect all-around. Look, the most important thing to take away from all this is that you absolutely have the power to improve your internet experience. You really don't need to be some kind of expert to use these tools. And trust me on this, even a small change like this can make a huge, noticeable difference in your day-to-day online life. So, I'll just leave you with this thought. Remember that feeling we talked about at the beginning? That slow, messy, frustrating network? If that's your reality, well, isn't it time you finally took control and cleaned things up?